Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Diamond Painting with Anxiety. I'm Karen. So glad you're here. So today we're going to do a self-care Sunday, and I want to get started with my progress for self-care. I'm hoping that you've had a really awesome week of self-care. I did, and I'm really enjoying keeping myself on track and focused. So let's see how I did. So last week I added the items that are in green. I know that's probably pretty hard for you to see, but including the things that I had already set out for myself to do, I also added use my autofocus time management system 5 or more times a week, and I did do that. And for environments, I added 10 minutes tidy, so that means basically as part of my evening routine that I set a timer, and for 10 minutes I just run around picking things up for the day. Let's see, how did I do with that? I did that 5 times last week as well. Social, call someone 1 or more times. I did do that. No impulse buys, really proud of that one. I did that 7 days last week. As far as the things that I had been doing prior to that, spiritual daily study 4 or more times. I did that 1, 2, 3, 5 times. No coffee. I struggled with that one again this week. I only did that 2 days last week, so I really need to do a little bit of work in that area. As well as stress management, do my daily check-in on my Life app 5 or more times. I did that Monday through Friday, which is really, it's a good way for me to just kind of use my lunch break to kind of recenter and balance myself, so that's really good. I had set journal 5 or more times in the AM. I did that 3 times. Again, it's progress, not perfection. The week before I hadn't journaled at all, so, or actually, I mean, when I started this, I hadn't journaled at all. I can't remember if I started that one last week or not. Yeah, oh yeah, it's just in green, so I did. So yeah, the week before that I hadn't journaled at all. My AM routine, which is about getting myself up and doing things in kind of a logical, sort of organized fashion, including doing this, you know, getting myself groomed and ready for my day, and doing that in more of a structured way than I had kind of fallen into the habit of doing since I've been, you know, working from home. And my goal was to do that 4 or more times, and I did do that 5 times last week, so that's really good. My PM routine, again, I had set that that I was going to do that 4 or more times. I struggled with that a little bit last week. I did it 3 or more. So that involves, you know, having sort of a set time to start getting myself, you know, in a routine to relax for bedtime. It's about turning off technology at 9 p.m., doing some cross-stitching, some journaling, you know, kind of my check-in for my day, getting myself ready for bed, and then, you know, lights out by 10. I struggled with that a little bit last week, mainly because right now I'm doing a lot of extra shifts here at the shelter. And so when I do extra shifts at the shelter at 9 p.m., I'm working, and I don't get off work until 11. So it's pretty much when I come back to my room, just brush my teeth, you know, wash my face, and kind of collapse into bed because I'm so exhausted. But I was able to, you know, even on the nights that I worked with my 10-minute tidy, where did it go? Right here. Even on a couple of the nights that I worked, or one of the nights that I worked at least, let's see, I worked Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, so on the 2 nights that I worked, extra nights that I worked last week, I was able to do my 10-minute tidy. Um, and then I think I worked one of those. I can't remember. Anyway, I worked a lot. And then let's see, Thursday. Oh, I worked Thursday too. So, I did do my 10-minute tidy, and I did it over the weekend. So, you know, again, this is progress. It's not perfection. I'm not going to beat myself up for anything that I don't accomplish. I'm just going to, you know, celebrate what I do get done. I almost forgot to show you my new goals. So my goals for self-care this week are in my key relationships. I wrote that, the new ones in red. I want to play a game with Wyatt one or more times. And I think, I haven't done it yet, but I think I'm going to highlight Monday because I was thinking through it, and I think Monday nights are going to be the best time for us to do that. I want it for work to kind of keep myself a little more focused. There have been studies done that show that you're really only able to focus on a task for about 20 minutes at a time. I find with myself having adult ADD that that's really true. So what's recommended is that you work on something for 20 minutes, take a 10-minute break, but that break, of course, when I'm doing my work wouldn't really be a break. What that actually means is switching to a task that doesn't take as much, you know, mental concentration, and work on that for 10 minutes and then go back to your, you know, your main focus. So I find when I work that way that it really helps, and I really actually get a lot more done. So I want to do that 5 or more times. So basically Monday through Friday next week. Now, setting 5 or more was a pretty big goal, but I think I can do it. Leisure and fun, I want to do some stuff for my channel because that's what I have a lot of fun with. There was a journal question last week that asked what brings me joy, what do I find fun, and my channel was part of that. So I want to make sure that I put up 3 or more videos next week. So that's the goal. We'll see. And then service is DP with the residents 1 or more times. I want to really get back into doing the Friday night craft with Karen program. I did go out on Saturday night to the diamond paintings out with me. Actually, nobody came out to join me, but I was there. I was available. So that counts. So those are my new goals for the week. Again, I'm adding 1 goal per, or 4 goals per week, so that by the end of the month, I'm doing all of these things on a pretty regular basis. And then when I get to September, I will be setting some new goals. So that's how I did. I would love to hear in the comments below what you guys are working on, and just continue to, you know, keep doing what you're doing. I've really appreciated the supports I've received in the comments. This is really helping to keep me accountable and focused, and so it's helping me more than you guys could ever realize. So thank you so much for watching and participating along with me. So it's time now to do a little bit of a whip and chat. It's probably going to be a fairly short one today because part of my self-care today for Sunday is to do something that I haven't done in weeks. In fact, it may be months. I can't, well, at least maybe like a month or more, maybe 6 weeks, somewhere right around in there. I actually can't even remember the last time that I'm going to have to move this a little bit, I think, so that I can stay kind of within the framing area or the video area. I can't even remember actually the last time that I went to my daughter's because of COVID-19, because of them being very busy, me being very busy, you know, adjusting to having Wyatt here, just all the stuff that's kind of gone on in the last few months. My trips to visit my daughter have really sort of declined. So she sent me a text this morning, and Wyatt actually goes back to school tomorrow. And what we've decided to do is to go ahead, and we have enrolled Wyatt in the charter school that she became a principal of this summer. So she's a principal of a charter school. So we decided, because of social distancing here in Placentia where we live, there's no, and I think basically all over the country, everything's going to be distance learning or online education programs. So here in the city we live in, school's not, no one's going onto the campus anyway. So we decided, because Wyatt is on an IEP and he has like a non-specified learning disability, so things are a little bit tough for him as far as schoolwork and concentration and all of those things. So it was Sarah's idea, but I think it was a good one, rather than enroll him here in a brand new school where none of the faculty knows him. He doesn't know anyone. He would be brand new in the online distance learning program. I think that in and of itself would be a little bit tough, just the fact that he's new. And then throw on top of that the distance learning component, and the fact that somehow, I don't know exactly how it's going to work yet. I'll find out more today. But the fact that, basically this year, unlike last year, they're going to be required to be at their computers and engaged in distance learning in one form or another from 9 to 2:30, Monday through Thursday. And then on Friday, he'll have small group. So all of that's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot for me. It's going to be hard to keep him motivated and engaged and all of that. Plus, during those hours, I need to be working. So we decided that what the best thing to do would be to go ahead and enroll Wyatt in Sarah's charter program. She's the principal of a charter middle school, and so she's actually principal and the head of instruction. So she runs all of their, instructional programs. I don't completely know what that all entails. But we decided to enroll him there at her school, because that way she will thoroughly understand how it's all working. She'll understand what's required of him. She'll have daily access to his teacher and who's ever assigned to work with him in small group. I don't know if that'll be his teacher or not, but she'll have insider information, as well as the fact that Wyatt's going to be able to do something very unique that kids just aren't going to get to do. There will be 1 or 2 days a week that Sarah will actually drive in to the facility, to the school, and be there working with the administrators, whoever happens to be on site at that point. And she drives basically down the freeway right past where we live to get to work. So 1 or 2 days a week she'll stop and pick Wyatt up. He'll take his laptop with him, and he'll do his school day at the school. That way the administrators will be there. There's 2 principals at this school, and the other principal that's been there for a while, as well as the head of the program, have said that they would be more than happy to spend a little bit of time working with Wyatt. You know, there'll be other adults. I'm not sure how that all works, but there will be some people on site. So he'll get, you know, some social interaction with adults, but, you know, not children. He'll be the only kid there. So, but I think that'll be really important to just get him out of here, you know, once or twice a week. I think that will be super good for both of us. At least I think that's the plan. We'll see how that all plays out. But with all of that backstory, so now that you kind of know, you know, what's going to be going on, Sarah said to me, she sent me a text today, and she said, why don't you go ahead and come over today? The kids really miss you. Now, in the last couple of months, I've seen them. Sarah's, you know, brought the kids over. When the whole pandemic first started, she came over here a lot because, you know, towards the end of the school year last year, she wasn't so busy. She was very bored. The kids were very bored. So they would come here and visit me a lot, once or twice a week usually. But I just have not been going over there as often. So I have seen them. We went on vacation together in June. But as the, you know, start of the school year has approached, and I think I said Wyatt starts tomorrow, so Sarah starts tomorrow too. So as their new school year has approached, she's become more busy. So I just haven't seen quite as much of them. So it'll be really nice to see them. And the text that she sent me said, why don't you come over? The kids really miss you, and I'll be able to show you how all of the programs work for, you know, Wyatt's distance learning, and we can go over all that. So you guys pray for me, because this is going to be a learning curve, and I'm going to be just as frustrated as all of the other parents out there, even though I do have some, you know, additional support. Wyatt's teacher will probably, you know, I mean, I'm very blessed. Wyatt will probably be getting some additional, you know, resources, just because, you know, his adoptive mom is the principal there. So we're really lucky. I am grateful, but it is going to be a challenge and an adjustment, you know, really for us both. So time to switch colors here. I'm still working on my Woman in the Flowered hat. Let's see, what size is it? It's 40 by 60. I've made some really good progress. Let's see. I'm not at a very good angle to show you. But basically, I have from all the way from the top up there. Let's see if I can get all of it into frame for you. No, well, pretty much. Okay. So, got like, basically, this is a halfway point that you're seeing, and I've gotten all that done. In the camera, her face doesn't look quite as orange as it does in person. It's funny, as I'm getting the other colors in and everything in, it's kind of balancing out and looking a little bit better, but I'm still really disappointed with this orange. I may switch it out. I didn't know if I would eventually, but, and it's always funny how much clearer it looks on a camera, but from it on camera or in, you know, at a distance, you know, the details kind of okay. I mean, it's kind of pretty. I'm really, really liking the way the lace and all of this is turning out on her bodice and her arm, her dress. I'm just really finding that to be pretty. The farther I go, the more this does remind me of the original paint by number piece that I did back in the day. So yeah, I'm starting to have fun with it. I don't know what I'm going to do, if anything, about that face. We'll see. I really haven't been diamond painting as much. I have been working on my printed counted cross stitch lap quilt quite a bit. Kind of as part of self-care, I'm you know, trying to switch it up and do a little of each. And then I've just been busy, preparing for Wyatt to go back to school. And really, honestly, you guys, have been really busy, focusing on all of the self-care stuff. I mean, self-care takes time, but, I think that when I start to focus my time there and I get good at doing that on a really regular basis, it ends up like adding hours to my day, if that makes any sense. It's like when I really focus on making sure every night I spend 10 minutes just running around here right at the very end of the night, making sure everything's in its place, everything's wiped down. Then I don't get up in the morning and spend any time looking around trying to find things, or, I mean, it's really true. That's a phrase that I used to say to myself all the time when I first started using these kinds of tools and techniques to work on myself, that time spent in self-care is a great investment because it adds hours to my day, and it adds life to my life. So it's really important, but it does take time. And as I'm adjusting and getting myself into the habit and the routine, I just have to realize that I have to, keep things in perspective and a little bit of balance. I love working on my hobbies. I love my DPing, but at the end of the day, happy and healthy involves quite a bit more than dropping these drills, hopefully on my canvas and not on the floor. But it involves, oh, got a frog in my throat. Let me take a sip of coffee. But healthy and happy involves a lot more of this, a lot more than just this. This can be an important part. You guys know how I feel about how therapeutic and the value of working on this hobby, or any hobby really. But, the other things have to happen too, because they're good for me as well. So I'm really, really happy with the way it's going. I've been doing really, really well at not, beating myself up for what doesn't get done on my list, and just kind of celebrating myself for the stuff that I am doing. So this month has been a really amazing journey. I just want to keep going with it because, like I said, I've used these tools and these techniques at many, many points over the years, and I know how much it improves my life. Talk about living your best life. Doing some of these things for me is my best life. And I've only been doing it for about a month now, but by the time you hit about 90 days of really, really focusing on, your self-care, this extreme sort of self-care, by the time you hit about 90 days, the benefits just start to be so clear and, so huge in my life. And then, of course, you lose focus and, stop doing the things that are good for you. That's really, really common for people to do. So I'm not gonna, again, I don't want to set myself up for failure. I don't want to say I'm gonna, just continue to do this for the rest of my life. I just want to focus on today and just do whatever I can to add, some good stuff. Add more life to my life today. So that's kind of what I'm focused on. Again, I would love to hear sort of what you're focused on in the comment section below. What have you been working on this week? What do you plan on working on next week? Do you want me to continue to do these videos? I mean, I've been getting a few views, not a whole lot. Really, my channel is not getting a whole lot of views anywhere. I think that we're in one of those periods of time where, again, so many people have gotten into diamond painting. So many people have started YouTube channels that there's just a lot of really amazing content out there right now. And, you know, I mean, there is a finite number of people that watch YouTube videos, and so, you know, that are diamond painting or crafting related, and that finite number of people have a finite number of hours to invest in that. So, you know, I think it's just a matter of there's a whole lot of stuff out there for people to enjoy. So, you know, I'm just a small channel. I'm grateful for every single view I get, every single subscriber. And I kind of like being a small channel, you know, for now. I really, really love the support and the interaction and the relationships that I've built with many of you. And I'm sure, you know, I will continue to build relationships with even more of you. So with that, I think I am going to wrap it up. I'm going to put these drills away, and I am going to go practice some self-care and go spend some time with my daughter and my grandbabies. Wyatt's been there because he went to orientation, so he's been there since Wednesday, so I have to admit I've missed him a little bit. So it's time to go pick him up and bring him home and, you know, figure out all the ins and outs, if I can, of his distance learning program, and just kind of go from there. So again, we got a little bit done in there. I hope I was, you know, I hope you could see okay. But we got a little bit done. I'll just keep trudging along with her. I'm in no rush to get her done. So I want to thank you for watching. If you're new to my channel, would love to have you hit like and subscribe. If you're regular here, thanks so much for coming back. And I want to, let me show you this as we're going out of here. I want to remind you guys that we can change lives one drill or one act of self-care at a time, even if it's just our own. Because when we start to change our lives, the entire world around us is gonna change. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I'll see you soon.